Hi people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Honey, and today I'm talking a little bit about why I don't date the Gemini man. Okay, let's just get started. I'm now having to put disclaimers on at the beginning of my why I don't date series videos because people are getting really in their feelings about this, and I don't know why. Because I made 3 videos speaking of Scorpio, Cancer and Pisces, why I don't date them, and they were more like me personally, why I don't really date them. But I've had some requests from some subscribers asking me to do why I don't date Gemini, because Geminis are extremely hated. So I don't know why, because I quite like them. I'm Gemini rising. I've never really had an issue with a Gemini, so you know, I wasn't trying to do this video, but I'm going to do a whole series now on why I don't date all the signs. Bearing in mind I do date most of them unless they're water. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, so why I don't date the Gemini man. So let's start off, like, what Gemini celebrities do I know of? I know Rashida, who's married to Kirk. It's actually her birthday today. She's a Gemini. Biggie Smalls, Tupac, Faith Evans is a Gemini, Kanye West. And you got to think, excluding Rashida, the others, they are all musicians, they're all amazing writers. You know, I don't really fuck with Kanye West since he's married Kim K, but that's a whole nother story and a whole nother video. But, you know, they're very good writers, you know, very good with their words. And where does this come from? You know, Geminis are ruled by planet Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of communication. These people are amazing communicators. Like, I actually feel very jealous that when people have Mercury in Gemini, because they are amazing at getting their words out. I can't get my words out for shit because of my Taurus in Mercury, but I try. But anyway, yes, this is a mutable sign. Geminis are notorious for being adaptable to any situation, in any environment, and just getting on with it. You know, they go with the flow. So I've just said a few decent things about Gemini. I will now get on to why I don't date them, or why you might not date a Gemini, or someone might not date a Gemini. The first thing I would say that I notice a whole lot with next to every Gemini that I know, and that is the need to be in a social environment. They need to be around as much people as possible, networking as much as possible. Very similar to Aquarius, who has a massive network, but the difference is Aquarius will complain about having a big network, but at the same time they love it. Whereas Gemini, they love having a big network of people. They love being sociable. They love going clubbing, going to social events, just being around other human beings. Because why? They love to communicate. But also, this is one thing I don't like about Geminis, or let me not say me, let's say you or someone else may not like about Geminis, right? And that is their need, or their being able to be so adaptable to different people. So let's say we're in high school, at school, whatever, and you've got the cool kids over there, the cheerleaders over there, the nerds over there. They're all different kind of people everywhere. A Gemini is able to communicate, socialize, to be around all those different groups, because they can adapt themselves to be like them. Okay, like, they're able to be the cheerleaders, be the nerds, be oh my god. And they're also extremely intelligent people. These are the kind of men that would be like so fucking so fucking manipulative. All of the Gemini men that I've met or know to this day, they are so intelligent, and this is where they use it to their advantage, because they're so intellectual. They're very intellectual thinkers. speakers. I find Geminis speak exceptionally well, like the way they pronounce their words. And yeah, they're very good at manipulating people. For example, I know a Gemini who likes to cause scenes and be extremely hostile with their Pisces partner, because they know they have him wrapped around their little finger, and it's just like a little ego boost. And that is very typical of a Gemini who likes to stir shit up just because, you know, break up with them, come back with them just because, oh, you know, I rule the roost. That's not cool, but that's very typical of a Gemini. A lot of people say that Geminis are two-faced. I don't think they're two-faced per se. I would rather say they are sometime-ish. This isn't a very good quality in a Gemini man. Like, I can't stand this in Gemini men, and to be fair, I do a little bit of this with my rising as well. But Gemini men, like, they're so flighty. They're not two-faced, but, you know, they're very detached. So one minute they might be very much like into you, and the next minute they're not. But the reason why they suddenly, or they appear not to be into you, is because they've lost. It's getting a little bit too deep now. So once that guy takes a step back, the calls stop, the texts stop, the whole routine changes, right? That's because he's taking a step out, because it's got a bit too deep. He's now in his feelings. That's not cool, because most women like persistence, don't they? Most women like to have a guy that's going to be around today, tomorrow, next week, etc. Gemini men may be here tomorrow, next month, next year, whenever. They're not consistent. And also, like, because these guys are so sociable and they're ruled by Mercury, they're extremely witty. They will always have something slick to say back to you. You know, like, you guys could be having an argument, and I don't think I could probably win an argument with a Gemini, because the mouth just runs. They're just too slick with the things that they have to say. And when they are cussing someone, they can say something so hurtful, it just runs very deep. And for some people, words can hurt more than physical abuse, you know? And that's really sad, because obviously mental abuses can be worse than physical abuse at times. You know, these men are extremely obnoxious. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, of a scenario. Like, I can definitely spot a Gemini man in a nightclub, 100%. Because he'll be the guy that's with his friends, but he smiles at everybody, he dances with everybody, he's all around everybody, because he's so fucking sociable. The thing is, like, they can also be extreme flirters as well, which is very difficult for people that do want to be dating a Gemini man, because you need to be prepared, honey, for when he decides to be meeting people, networking and socializing, because that is the shit that Geminis like to do. They like to get the fuck out there, okay? Like, and also the whole restlessness. You can never just sit still with these Geminis and just look at the stars, or just sit in a dark room or just a white room and watch the paint dry and just be one with your thoughts, or become one with yours and your partner's thoughts, because his mind is going to be running on 100, but not just his mind, okay? His body. Most likely he's going to have restless leg syndrome, or no, he's going to have. Geminis are supposed to be very good with their hands. He's going to want to be touching everything, you know, moving around the room, like picking things up, scratching himself every fucking minute. Like, chill the fuck out, Geminis. You know, even when you're having a conversation with a Gemini, it can sometimes seem like he's not even there. Like, hello, I'm over here, I'm standing here naked, my boobs are out, look at me. A Gemini man will sit there and probably just fiddle, you know, with his fingernails, or he'll pick something up, you know, and he'll just do what it is that he has to do. And that's not really cool, is it? Who wants to be around that? These people are also very logical thinkers. And I like to think I'm quite a logical thinker myself. So I kind of look at this quality as a good thing. However, you got to look at it like this. Yeah, if you're someone who has emotion, or you want to go to someone to vent and you want that person to be like, oh, honey, don't worry. Like, we're going to get through this together. I'm going to be here to hold your hand along the way. You'll be fine. And you're crying together. No. Gemini is not going to do that for you. Gemini will say to you, well, what you can do next time is make sure this doesn't happen by doing that or doing... That's what they will do, you see. And that's actually how I deal with a lot of things. However, a Gemini man will not be able to be very emotionally available to you. And that's not exactly like the best quality to have for most women, because most women, or not, let me not say most women, but there's women out there that are very in touch with their feelings, you know, and they want to be able to express with their man about it. And in most cases with the Gemini man, you can't. Now, when it comes to the commitment side of things with a Gemini, now let's not forget what I said at the beginning of the video. Gemini men, they are mutable signs. They go with the flow. Now, Gemini, they are also very detached. How do you go with the flow with someone who's very inconsistent? There's too much going on in his mind. He's juggling too many women around. Like, how on earth are we going to work? How would this work? But it's so weird because at the same time, I think most of the men that I know that are married, gone through that full commitment, are Gemini men, you know? But a lot of people don't find Geminis to be very committing people. I'm not saying Gemini people are disloyal, but I can definitely understand why people do say that they are disloyal, because they do have a massive detachment about themselves. Hence why I feel they go exceptionally well with Aquarius, just because Aquarius likes their time to themselves, you know, and they do that whole detachment feeling as well. And they express their love in a different type of way, you know, like the complete opposite to Leo. And that's why I feel Gemini goes very well with Aquarius. But yes, that is my why I don't date Gemini men video. I don't think it was that bad, was it? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like why I don't date Scorpio, or it wasn't that bad, because I do like Gemini people. I'm a Gemini rising myself, but most people just don't want to fuck with Geminis, and I can see why. I forgot to mention, I find Gemini men in particular, as a woman, I find they like to gossip a lot, and that can be very off-putting when a man speaks a lot about other people. You kind of more expect it from women, because with women, you know, we tend to talk a whole lot more to each other, right? But to find that a man talks more than your female friends, you know, that can be very concerning. So that's not really cool, is it? And the last thing I wanted to say, and I have to say this, that's why I had to come back real quick. Now, I got to do a video on what signs I think are the most sexual signs in the zodiac, okay? And Gemini may or may not fall in the top 5. maybe even top 8, I don't know, right? But Geminis, I call them the flashers. They just always seem to get the dicks out or the tits out. Like, I have been flashed by a Gemini, by a few Geminis before, you know, and some people just don't like that, you know. No one likes to get flashed, but they like to get their cock out. And that is it. Thanks for watching.